Hi everyone, so let me go over this with you again, since I know people are kind of struggling with this assignment. So this is number 1. So here's a question. It says, baby chickens, like all baby birds, require a constant source of food. As the chicks grow, more energy is required for daily activities and their food requirements increase. The following data table reports the average food eaten by a group of 10 chickens over a 5-day period. So they're saying that as chickens grow, they eat more food, and this is their data, right? So you're gonna make your graph, and there's your graph. Let's fix that a little bit. And then remember that your first column is your x-axis and your second column is your y-axis. So your x-axis is going to be day. And this one is a short range, so you don't really have to come up with, any fancy scaling here. So you can just go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I just spaced them out a little bit so it'll be a little easier to write into. And then your y-axis is food consumed in grams, so you're going to put food consumed in grams. And then you're going to figure out how do you want to scale that, right? So I would probably just go by 2s because, that's the easiest one. You can go in between them if you need to. You can also go by 3s if you'd like. But again, you want to encompass your smallest number and your biggest number. So I'm going to go by 2s. Go 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. I went a little over there, but that's okay. And then now you have to decide, do I do a bar graph or a line graph? So if you don't remember which is which, you might have to rewatch the scientific method lecture. But just a recap, remember that bar graphs are used to compare differences between the same groups, and line graphs are used to track changes over time. So here we have day, which is considered a unit of time, and something is changing, food is changing, right? So you're going to do a line graph for this one. So to do that, you're going to go plot your points, right? So you're going to go 0, 0 right here. Next one is 1, 1, which is going to be in between 2. So just, estimate. 2, 3.2, it's going to be somewhere right here. 3, 6.5, 6, maybe a tiny bit right here. Next is 4, 10.6, so we're going to find 10.6 is going to be somewhere right there. And then 5, 15.4, and 15 is going to be somewhere right here. Right, and since it is a line graph, that means you do have to connect all your dots. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're looking at patterns and trends here. So there's your graph, right? Remember, you do need a title, and the easiest way to do that is just give me your axis labels, right? You can just do days versus food consumed in grams. If you want to be creative about it and talk about the chickens, that's okay. So, questions. The first one, it says independent and dependent variables. A lot of you already know this, but remember that your independent variable is usually going to be your x-axis. So your x-axis is day, right? So that means this is your independent variable. And then which leaves the other one. So this is going to be your dependent variable, your y-axis. Right. Number 2, it says how much grain will the chicks eat on day 6? And then number 3 is asking for day 7. So these questions, you guys, all you have to do is predict, right? So hopefully you notice that the trend of our graph is going up. So if we were to plot day 6 and 7, what would you assume they would be, right? So this one is just going to be prediction. There's no correct answer really, as long as your number is bigger than the other days, you should be fine. And then number 4, it's asking what type of relation does this graph represent? So what does it show us? Is it an increasing trend, decreasing trend? The trend stays the same, the trend's all over the place. Hopefully you would say that the trend or the relationship is increasing. And then that's it. right? Pretty straightforward. So you just gotta take a look at the questions and see, you know, they might be something that you just have to predict, or a fancy word for that is called extrapolate. So hopefully that helps. If not, then it looks like we're gonna need a little bit more practice on this one.